Richard, I'm honored to follow you. So thank you for the call out of Cala Health on your slides. So I'm Renee Ryan. I'm the CEO of Cala Health, and I'm thrilled. This is my first conference in 15 months, so I'm sure all of us have talked about what it was like to actually pack your bags this morning. Cala Health was founded in 2015. It was spun out of Stanford Biodesign. At that time, we had the same mission that we have today. That was to transform the treatment of chronic diseases using wearable neuromodulation therapies. We find ourselves at a really cool intersection. We leverage a lot of the breakthroughs that are going on in the neuroscience field. We combine that with proprietary hardware. Our hardware is a little bit different than what you saw with Santa. We have a wrist-based solution. I'm wearing the Cala Trio today. So we have proprietary hardware. We wrap all of that in a data science-rich environment. So machine learning and AI algorithms to further optimize our therapy. And then our go-to-market business model is direct to patient, and that's been very consistent in how we approach the market since founding. The key things that we've de-risked over the last about 2 years or so is that we've turned over my leadership team. So I came in as the CEO. I was the original investor in Cala. I led the Series A. I came in as CEO about just shy of 2 years ago now. Since then, we've launched our first product, a very large addressable market, much like the fibromyalgia one. It's about a $20 billion addressable market. We have a breakthrough designation on our next indication, which is Parkinson's. Same device, same FDA core labeling, but expansion into the Parkinson's patient population. We've had early market acceptance in 3 test markets. We launched the product in September of 19 in these 3 markets. We chose to stay in market during all of COVID, and that afforded us a lot of great learnings about how we could activate both physicians to prescribe our technology, but also patients to actually seek a prescription on their own. We are a digital DME in terms of how we go to market. We are durable medical equipment. That has been validated by recent issuance of 2 unique codes out of CMS for the reimbursement of both our hardware technology and the bands, which houses our electrodes. Science first is really important to us. We had 2 foundational studies that got published last year, one on our mechanism of action and one on our clinical evidence. And then we validated our pipeline of our TAP signaling methodology across a number of important disease conditions. And you see our list of major investors at the bottom of the page here. Here's the team. I'll just summarize it by saying we've got over 100, none of us are over 29, but we clearly have over 100 years of cumulative experience in the field of medical devices, in the field of neuromodulation. And notably, we are working on adding a new commercial leader to the team as we're expanding our commercial footprint later this year. A little bit about the device. The Cala Trio has 3 components to it. You see the oval portion, which is at the top of the wrist. That houses our proprietary stimulator board. The middle part is the band, which houses our proprietary electrode materials. And then it resides in a base station. And that's how we both charge the device overnight and how we actually currently transfer our data to the cloud to match it behind our firewalls with the patient-related data. We wrap all of that in a digital portal for our patient. It's a very customized journey. So if you're a brand new patient and just started with your Cala Trio, we're going to teach you how to calibrate the device, how to teach it to read your tremor frequency to then personalize the waveform to match your tremor. But if you're a 6-month user, you're going to have a very different experience with our portal, having that level of experience with the technology. The market for hand tremors is large and unfortunately underserved for these patients. So we have 8 million Americans in the US that struggle with daily hand tremors. About 7 million of them are ET patients, and about the remaining 1 million is our Parkinson's target patient population. So when you look at this whole market, it's about a $24 billion addressable market. We started on the essential tremor side, have validated both the physician side of this, meaning physicians will write a prescription for our technology, and also activating the patient side with DTC campaigns. Oh, I didn't know I had video here. I apologize. This is actually one of our favorite patients. She actually, I may need to go click through this. You'll see the device. It basically is reading the signal from the brain and providing pattern stimulation across the 2 nerves at the wrist to address the central tremor network in the brain where the tremor oscillations begin. So this class of conditions is called thalamocortical dysrhythmias. And so we apply this TAP signaling methodology across all of those disease conditions that are related to this dysrhythmia. Clinical evidence, these were 2 RCTs that we ran early in our history. We actually ran these studies in late 2017 and early 18. Those studies were used to derive our de novo 510K that we received in April of 18. On the heels of that, we got a subsequent 510K for our electrode material, the proprietary electrodes I spoke about. And we went on to do a very large, actually the largest study ever done in an essential tremor patient population. This was the PROSPECT study. This study was 263 patients. It was a 3-month at-home use study, and it generated obviously important validation in the physician rating of tremor. It's called the TETRA score, which is the gold standard. It also met significance with regard to the patient activities of daily living scores. On top of all that, we actually had the motion sensors turn on and off before every tremor therapy session. So we knew dose-by-dose tremor response in this patient population. And in that data set, we showed that 92% of all patients did show a tremor benefit. And then almost 70% of patients went from a severe tremor or moderate tremor down to a mild. So really important results. It was this study that we actually launched the device on. We had a poster that we used to support our launch in September of 19, and this was just published in August of 2020. The patient-centric business model is how we get to our patients. We ship devices directly to them once we receive the physician prescription into Cala. We then service them directly either through video chats and virtual in-services, or importantly, also a digital engagement through our portal. The band is replenished every 90 days, and so we then send a band out directly to a patient's home. At the 1-year mark, we do need to get a band RX renewal, much like your drug RX renewal that you get at the 1-year mark. We have that same condition, and we do it very virtually with our patients. This is how we're going to grow Cala. So as I mentioned, we were in the 3 test markets. By the end of this year, we'll be in 5 to 7 test markets and expanding nationally throughout the middle to end of next year. Also in line with our next generation product that will be available probably by middle of 2022. And then finally, we have a platform. So much like we saw at our prior presenter, our proprietary hardware and our proprietary electrode material, combined with all of our data science insights and machine learning algorithms, really affords us the ability to take our TAP signaling methodology and apply it to over 2 billion patients worldwide. So with that, thank you.